Sure. Morning, sir.
Is there a party here in Nunnally that's here, you folks? You want to come on up?
Sure.
First, I'd like to say that our counselor had to leave, and so
Okay.
he has brought in the assistance of Kurt Bennett. So
Hi, Kurt. Good morning.
Kurt is, have a seat if you like.
Okay.
Kurt is just here waiting to listen.
Okay.
And what is your name?
My name is Mike Nunnally, N-U-N-N.
E-L.
E-L-E-E. Want me to
Go ahead,
start?
sir. Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay, we're here to oppose the closing of a road on 110th, Southwest 110th Street. Is the road that we don't want to have closed because we need to use it to get to our Pecan Grove, which is at the end of the road. This process started for us on April the 14th. We knew that we would need to get in on this road, and we knew we would be going in there more frequently than we had been in the last year and a half. So I sent one of the people that works for us over to the grandson of the owners of the property to ask them if we could put some rock in the low spots so that when we went in and out of there, we wouldn't make ruts when it was wet. They asked for a deed, so I came up here to Columbus and tried to get a deed to see if I could figure out what the situation was. So then, sometime later, we didn't get any kind of response from them. So I called Mr. Bell, who I guess was out of town or something, and he asked his sister, who's listed somewhere here, to give me a call back. And I explained to her that what we wanted to do was we wanted to go down the road and harvest our pecans and get the pecan orchard back to the shape it should be. She let me know that she didn't want me going down the road, that she didn't want any riffraff down at the end of the road. And I just explained to her that, well, we just want to get to the pecans, we don't want to be riffraff. So at that point, she said she would talk to her brother or whatever, and at that point, we never heard back from them again. So we contacted our attorney and asked our attorney to contact them and to figure out what our rights were and what the situation, how we should proceed in this situation. I have a copy of the letter that, I don't know if you want it, but I have a copy of the letter that our attorney sent to them. It was sent on September 11th to them. And in the letter, we explained that we've been using this particular road since 1992. If it's wet in the back, we used to own the land behind this property, and we were able to access it from the backside. But if it was wet back there, we would come in this way to get to the grove. Matter of fact, we have a gate at the end of the road that goes into our property. So she notified them that we've been using it since then, and she also notified them that it was actually a road, and it is on the Cherokee County Roads map as a quote-unquote county road but not maintained, and that she thought, our attorney thought, that it would be a constituted statutory public road along the section line pursuant to Kansas law. We also told them in this letter that we were willing to share the maintenance with the road, and agree to close and lock the gates and protect any livestock or anything that might be there. And then we talked about the things that we would have to pursue in the event that they would not let us down there. We talked to them that we thought, we put in the letter that we thought it was a reasonable and we wanted to maintain or remain good neighbors. And would you please contact us to discuss it, because we would like to complete the harvest and get things fixed. We never heard back. Post that, we were notified, I guess by our attorney, that the Bell family, who owns the properties to the north of us, had come here and requested that the road be closed. We were never notified, but fortunately we found out about it, and that's why we're here today, to oppose the fact that the road be closed. We don't have another way to get to this 140 acres of pecans. And so we do not want the road to be closed. We're willing to maintain the road, to do whatever needs to be done, as good neighbors would, to not cause any problems. Subsequently to, or prior to, I don't know the timeline, but we went by there and they had put big logs in front of the road, big pecan trees, to make sure that we couldn't go down there at all. So I met the sheriff out there to talk to him. He, while I was there with him, he spoke to some of y'all on the phone. You know, we don't want the road closed, and we want to be able to get down there to harvest the pecans. We don't want to cause them any problems. It's a road. It's not a bean field. The bean field is way over here. The property, I assume, that the road sits on belongs to the county, not to the Bells. So we would like to use the road, and we would like to be able to get down there. We've owned the property since 1992, and we've been in there hundreds of times on this road. So whether or not it's a road, my attorney tells me that we probably have an easement by prescription, but I'm not an attorney, so I don't know how that exactly is determined. But that's the sum of what I have to say, and if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. I know the facts better than I can give you a public dissertation on it, so.
Oh, we don't, do you have any questions right now?
I don't.
Did you have a question or comment?
I do. I'm the one you talked to on the phone.
Oh, hi.
And, hi, you have not harvested those pecans in many years.
Yes, that's true.
You told me on the phone that you sold all your other land, so that was your only way in.
Uh-huh.
And that you only kept that land so that your kids could hunt on it.
No, not true.
Well, that's not true.
That's what you told me. You said you had boys, and that's the only reason you kept it, so they could hunt.
Well, that's not true, but that's one of the reasons. My boys would like to be able to hunt.
Our property.
But also, we want to go in and we want to get the pecan grove fixed back up, okay? That's what we want to do right now. And we can't do that if we can't get down the road. Now, we sold the land because we wanted to sell the land, okay? We don't want to bother you one bit. We don't want to mess up the road. We came to you so that we could improve the road so that we would not mess the road up when we went down there.
Well, my
That
family
road's
is,
been moved over to the east because of the way it's been flooded and the trees have grown up. So that road that's in the bean field right there is on, not the road.
Okay,
If you stand on the county road and look, if that culvert pipe is a road, and I don't know if it is or not because we need it surveyed. So
Okay.
if that is a road, if you look straight ahead, you're driving into trees and you're driving in that ditch. You've seen it, haven't you, Corey?
I've not been out there yet.
Cody, you've seen it.
I was
You look
trying
straight
to look
ahead
and
and you're
see.
driving into trees, so that road, if you're gonna go into it, you're gonna creep over and go on to Bell Farm and
Okay.
drive down, then it'll come back in. So if the county's saying this is a road, they need to survey it and come down through and say, this is a county property. So
Okay.
get Cornerstone out there to survey it. And then that should be, if this is a county road, then find the line.
Sure.
But the line now where that road has been crept over because the Jarretts have had to, when they farm it, they've had to move things over because that's all, it's not there.
Because the trees grew up.
Because
The road.
everything, that's 75 years they've had that property and they've had a gate, their dad's had a gate on that forever. You guys all went on the other side.
We've
not
been
this
going on
side.
it for
We-
35 years.
We've been going on the other side, okay, some,
Like
okay?
for over 70
And
years, that's had a
sometimes-
gate on it.
Yeah, I
And
don't
the
know
only
if that-
reason those trees are there now is because someone went in there and cut all the locks and everything off of it.
The
So we
trees
put
grew
the
because
trees.
the locks.
No, you
No,
cut
the trees
somebody
that are
cut the locks
down,
on the
someone went
gate.
in there and cut the locks.
So, but our question is, for 30 years, that gate has been open. We have accessed it. It wasn't until we reached out to you and wanted to be neighborly and, hey, we'd like to maintain this since we're gonna even be accessing it more. And literally, the minute we reach out to you, lock the gates. That gate had not been locked in 30+ years. In fact, before we purchased that property, our previous owners accessed that road to harvest the pecans as well.
That was the only way
So
they could
once
harvest
we
their
reached out
pecans.
to you, then you locked the gates. When our lawyer reached out to you, you ignored us. You came up here behind our backs to try to get you easily could have reached out to us. You came here behind our backs to get the road closed. Yes, finally to get in there to see if we are gonna even have a chance to get that orchard cleaned up, as well as it's our property. We shouldn't have to explain to you what we're going to do with it, whether it's hunting, harvesting, whatever. That's our business. We have not been up there since my father passed away, which has been 5 years. But
So nobody's
those-
accessed that road.
No,
for
no,
5
we've
years.
been up in that road. We haven't
Have you
harvested our
looked at that
pecans.
road? It's all grown up. I mean, there's not a road there.
We've
It's
been back
just
and
our
forth. That's
field.
one of the reasons why we wanted to reach
And
out to you guys
it-
to help it.
It floods down there. If people go up and down there, it's gonna be ruts and ruts. And
That's
then
why we
you
wanted to
scoot the
pay
road
that.
over, and then you scoot over, and then you're all of a sudden you're down the middle of our field because that is not a place where people can just go up and down it because it floods.
But irregardless, if the county says.
And a
that's
good
road,
neighbor
the
doesn't
county's-
run up and down on their four-wheelers when I'm hunting on our side.
Okay,
And that's
If a-
what
if-
you all
if the
did.
county-
okay.
So
How
that's
many
not
years,
trying
how
to
many
be a
years
good-
ago was that? 30?
Probably,
20?
no, probably 10 maybe at the most.
Well, that was before we were in charge, so I
And there was
apologize for that
cattle all
happening.
over it, and we didn't do nothing about that, just told you to move the cattle off.
They weren't our
We don't
cows.
have cows up
We
there.
don't have cows up there.
Those must have been
We haven't
neighbors
had
that
cows
came
up
over.
there
We
in
have never
25
put
years,
our
30
cows
years.
up there.
If the county
Our
says
cows.
that's a road, we need it surveyed. You need to
We
show
just
us
need to
where the
know.
road is exactly, then we can run a fence down through there. And maintain the road good, because we're gonna put a gate in the bean field and to get back into pecans where we can use that road too and access it in. But right now, if that road's running down on the Bell property, we don't want people on it. So the county needs to call Cornerstone, have them come out, do the survey, and tell us exactly where the road is. The road may be over there where that road is. The road may be way back, and then you got that big ditch that runs down through there because it's all been ate out, and all the trees. There's gonna be a lot of work there that Cody's gonna have to do.
Well, where we're at, I know you probably not anything you wanna hear, but we are in the middle of making a transition probably for new attorneys. And our counselor, I had asked him about where we were at in this process, because I hadn't seen anything in the local newspaper. It does have to be advertised, and he was looking into the statutes and was thinking that maybe we weren't going about the process the way we should. So there are things mentioned in there, such as a bond put up. I kind of looked at the statutes after he brought that to my attention. There's not a lot of clarity with it. So again, not anything either party's gonna wanna hear, but we are probably not going to be able even to address this for a couple of weeks until we have an attorney on board, and they can take a look at it and tell us what the process is. And whatever the process is going to be your petition that you've already given will go through the protocol of advertising, contacting the other party, whatever, whatever the council tells us that we need to do, and we'll go from there. Sheriff, I know your department was called out. Do you have any comments of any kind?
No, we was called out in the same way when the deputies responded, but we're the same way. If it's county road, then and highway, by public highway can't be blocked, but it comes down to the county road where it's at or what it is. So county road, it has access. That's where we're at. But
Yes, ma'am?
So, and at the present moment, even though it's not maintained by the county, it is marked as a county road that's not maintained. Is that correct?
But where is the road?
That's what it sounds like, but is it
Okay.
easily identifiable? I'm just listening to you folks today. Say, I went to the property a couple of days ago, but I went to the wrong place. I
Oh,
went to
sorry about
95th.
that. Yeah.
So,
You can definitely see that the road, that there is gravel along a certain part, and obviously there's a ditch on the side, and then there's a bean field on the other side. So you can definitely see where the road should be, was, whatever.
If you stand on that entrance, if you stand directly at that entrance, we've had pictures, if you stand at that entrance and look straight ahead, you're going into the trees. That road goes like this. And you go in the entrance, and then it veers off to the east, does it not? And runs down that bean field, yes it does. And then maybe meanders back, I don't have that photo. But right there, when you're going in, if you're going to go straight to the south, you're gonna run right into a tree.
Right.
You
and then
drive
go
right
the
on
right
it.
side, yeah.
You drive right on through there then, you drive through those trees. But over here where the road is, that's the bean field. That's where the beans are. And so that's been moved over. So the county needs to survey it and tell us, this is the road. And if that's the road, wherever it is, so be it. That's the law, that's the law. But we need to know where the county says they own something, then by golly, mark it. And then we can fence it.
I think we're on the same page, you and I. I don't wanna drive on your property. I don't wanna hurt your property. That's why we came up there to talk about making sure we didn't mess the road up when we went down there. So if we can figure out where the line is, we're more than happy to do a lot of the work to get the road correct, or the county can do the road. But we wanna have access to our property.
It's our only access to our property now.
That's all.
And so,
Which when you sold all the other ground, it'd have been nice to keep getting access coming off, because that was a closer side for you to come from the south.
Well, you're absolutely right, but that wasn't an option. We have to go across.
Sold any of it.
Yeah, I wish I didn't have to sell it, but we did. And it would have been nice to do that, but that was not practical. And this is a more practical.
Well, this is actually the shortest way into that part of that property.
It was just a shame
The
that everybody's
question-
selling all the ground off to everybody from outside and just make it all hunting lodges.
we're
Nobody
getting a
wants to
little off
farm
track
it, nobody
here.
wants to
Let
take
me just
care of
say
it.
that we're not going to accomplish anything today, unfortunately,
Sure.
because we're without counsel.
Mark, can I ask one last question?
Sure.
In the meantime, while you all are figuring this out, how do we access our land? Last week when he was out there, when my husband was out there, they said, if you have the equipment to move those logs, go ahead and move it. Do we have the right to access our land while you all are trying to figure this out?
I don't know if our sheriff or our fill-in counselor would want to.
If you don't know the property is,
that?
and you cross.
Are you the
over
one
on
that cut the lock? We were okay with the locks.
No, I
on
did
there.
not cut the
Somebody
lock.
cut the locks.
Yeah, I did
I
not
don't
cut the
know.
lock.
I did not cut the lock either.
So,
Anyway, council or somebody, can you give
How
us?
are you currently accessing?
We can't
We
now
can't.
because they put these huge, we were only going
You're
in
talking
on,
about the Pecan Grove.
Correct.
Yes.
You can access your residence.
oh, sure,
Okay.
sure.
right, no, but we can't get access to our land.
I would reserve giving you an answer how to access that land. I mean, if it's not like a domicile that has to, it's emergent that you have to access it, I would say we don't access it at this time until we resolve this issue, at
Okay,
least by that road.
yeah.
It's the only way in.
No, I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we have not harvested the pecans in 5
Well, let's not go back.
years.
Yeah.
So, but we wanted to this year. There's 140 acres of pecans,
It's too late now.
at about 500 pounds a pecan.
And you locked it back in
500
April.
acre-
It wouldn't have been
500
too
pounds
late.
an acre, so you could do that.
Well,
But that'll be a civil issue, so I understand.
But is there,
Pardon?
can we go ahead and get it surveyed?
Who get it surveyed?
Can we get it surveyed if it's on our maps, Cody, it's showing that there's a county road through there, correct?
Mhm.
It's probably plotted years ago and it never was built,
Yeah.
like, it's happened many times across.
For instance, in an issue like this, usually you'll go by a WPA box. I haven't driven down the road. Is there a WPA box on it? Concrete?
No,
That's how you can center it, but we got a 50-foot right of way. So Larry's saying that it's misaligned. As long as that misalignment, the edge of that roadway doesn't go out to 50 foot, then the county's okay. Legally, I guess.
but we need a survey.
But even Cornerstone would ask for the oldest monumental thing there to go off of. Like they have to have something to go off
What is
of
the length of that road?
on a right of way.
I don't know, what's the length, quarter mile?
13.
7.5 miles.
They can't go off of coordinates that may be based off a map, Cody?
Possibly, but in everything we've dealt with, like sometimes they'll mark somebody's private property inside the right of way. Like one time it was right by a box culvert. So it was, obviously there a long time ago. And so what they did was they amended it and moved it to make way. I haven't driven down the road. I'm gonna go drive down the road just so I can see what's up.
There may be.
Can you drive down the road?
Down the road.
No, there may be a box to
You
the.
can't drive down.
We can't get in, I mean, there's trees, big old trees.
I'm just saying if there's a concrete WPA box. that's
You can
put in
walk.
40s or whatever, then it's 50-foot right of way, mark this, measure the center, and you can do your 25 feet on each side.
So then, I'm assuming that in the event, because we're landlocked now, we're gonna have, even if we're gonna have to request an easement if you guys decide that this road can be closed, is that correct? I guess that's the next step.
Well, your attorney was talking about that prescriptive easement, that would be on the private property part of it, but all we're involved with is that public road, and we're at the point where all we can do with this
Get a new attorney.
venture is to, do a little more research and, before we take any action as far as processing that petition to vacate, we'll definitely notify both parties before we take any action. But we'll check into what our obligations would be for a survey. Anything you can add?
I'm gonna take it under advisement. I'll have answers for as much as I can once we look into all these matters.
Right.
So basically, table.
Do we have contact information? Does the clerk have, with the.
We'll make sure
signing
you
out
Yeah, I
there
put it on
of both parties? Okay.
on that out there on contact information.
Okay. We'll definitely contact both parties before we take any kind of action, as far as even publicizing this in the paper or anything.
Okay.
That's the best we can do today. I
So
know
are
what
you,
wanna hear.
are you leaning toward you're gonna survey it? Are you gonna survey?
No, we're not leaning towards anything. We're just trying to find out what our obligations are.
We're probably not opposed to hiring a survey crew to go out there and survey it. Like I said, I don't wanna be on your land. So, if that'll make it quicker, we can probably hire a crew to go out and survey it. And then,
I think we need to let Craig visit with her brother. But I think if the county's telling us that there's a county road, my whole deal is because I spent 36 years with the Department of Transportation, retired superintendent. And anytime I said that state had property, we proved that it was our property. You guys are saying it's your property. You need to come out here and mark it and tell me where your property is. That's the only right thing to do. Is that not correct?
I believe that, I mean, if it's
So-
a county road, I think.
Yeah. It's not the landowner's responsibility to tell her where the county road is. It should be the county saying this is the county road. So, this is how I feel.
There's a ditch, that's washed
There's,
out.
everything's washed, but anyway, I think that the county should come out and say, yeah, this is, and I think it shouldn't be just go out and look. I think it should be a surveyor survey.
Are you
That way
going to go for the expense of a survey and then consider vacating it?
Well, we need to identify what's there, and then,
You can come up with a legal description without a survey to do that, if you were to vacate it. is say, this half goes to this property owner and that half goes to that property owner. But bottom line, we really need to have council on board and have people take the next move. So we will contact you.
Certainly.
So,
Thank, oh, no action.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank
okay,
you.
just take no action.
Thank you, Sharon.
Send it on Saturday after Thanksgiving.
Thanks.
Thanks, sir.
See you guys.
We're doing a House, Kansas.
See you. Thanks.
Better not 6 I need a group to man the water stop at Third and Willow. That's like to do that, they guarantee you $50.
Oh, that's great, yeah.
And if they have the best water stop, they get an additional 50.
That's something that the youth group might be doing something with Bethel as well, so that'd be great. Sure.
Well, I haven't heard if Bethel was.
Well, I don't know either.
I know Carrie has said in the past, but I hadn't heard back.
Carrie asked Bailey, my daughter, and I'll be honest, I had two
We're
conversations.
going to table that lease for the ambulances.
Well, yeah, Gene came and told me that Carrie said, Carrie passed it on,
Sheriff and
but
under sheriff would
he
appreciate
didn't know if they was
it.
gonna do it or not. He was under the impression it wasn't on to him.
Anybody else have anything for us?
Check the phone number.
I'm gonna make a motion
I did
that,
talk to Jake, so
oh, pardon?
I have a communication from Jake if he wanted to revisit our issue at the end.
Okay. Do we need to go into executive session?
We would for
But
that.
I just called
If
it,
there's nothing.
and then I ended the
if you have
call,
other
but I didn't
business
put my name
you
in,
wanna-
so.
I want you
Yeah,
to
send
counsel
it back.
address that first.
We're going
Okay.
to go into executive session for